Okay, here we are in Boonton, New Jersey. This is a inspector training for building inspectors or fire inspectors on what to look for in case they're walking by one of these fire escapes. So if you come in here, it looks like it's been kept painted. The main thing we're going to be looking for is any joint areas that rust has accumulated anywhere. And you look also at the feet to see if there's any spalling of the cement. You also come in here and you look at these treads to see if you can see any tears or separation of the rust in the connection. So a lot of times, you know, it looks like somebody threw a paint job on this thing just recently, maybe because they knew it was going to be inspected. And the one thing you have to look for is to see whether or not there's been any rust growth. So here's an example of rust that's growing on the tread and rust that's growing on the tread. So we've got top surface rust, but it looks like it hasn't penetrated all the way through the connection as of yet, but because it still has surface rust on top, that rust must be cleaned out, otherwise it's gonna eat the tread and the bolt. So if we were to go up this fire escape and look for other issues besides the treads, before I do the full inspection, as you can see, surface rust underneath the fire escape here. Again, that's just surface rust doesn't cause it to be a violation. That's just in case it needs a paint job. But if you come up further, we're going to check all the joints on the rails to make sure that there's no expansion. We're also going to look here to see if it's properly attached, see if there's any growth. And if you come up here, you're going to see we've got some minor growth here where it's tying into the wood. We've got some minor growth here. So these are all connection issues, and this fire escape has less than 25% failure rate on the connection, so it's very close to passing. It's going to need just some minor issues. It's got enough paint to make it pass. It's also got this covering on it. Somebody put this plastic covering, but it's ripped at the top. But again, this is not required by law to have a covering, but they do these kind of things if people want to cover their fire escapes. The one thing that they have to be concerned about is whether or not it's flammable, so that's the only concern. But this is one way to get your fire escape to last a little longer, is to put one of these coverings on it. But right now, just on the initial inspection, it looks like the fire escape has not too many problems with it. Any rust, it's minor, and any joint connection rust, I can't see too much of it. So this is one of those fire escapes that's going to pass inspection simply because it's painted and I can't find any major rust expansion in the joints.